Hello. Welcome back to Let's Talk Entertainment News. Gee, I'm glad I didn't jump on the bandwagon last night like everyone else and declare that Kathleen Kennedy is leaving Lucasfilm because it looks like it may not be true. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But before we do, I just need to take a few seconds to thank you. Yes, thank you for helping us reach 5,000 subscribers. It was a long time goal of ours to reach 5,000 subscribers. We finally did it just last week. We're going to take some time just to thank you and before you know it, we'll be back with a brand new goal to set and to all work on achieving together. But in the meantime, let's get back to the news. All right then, Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy not leaving before 2025, despite rumors. And we can figure out how to use OBS this morning. We should be able to read this story together. Following claims that Kathleen Kennedy may be stepping down from her role at Lucasfilm in 2025, a news source is saying that may not be the case. On Monday, February 24th, 2025, Puck News' Matthew Baloney reported that Kennedy, who has been the president of Disney's Lucasfilm since 2012, was planning to vacate her position by the end of the year. An unnamed source told Baloney, Kathleen Kennedy was actually planning to leave last year, I'm told, and had even set up an exit interview with a journalist, but she decided to stay for one more year. So I was hearing that a lot last year too. There were certain fan, members who wanted her to leave every year, but it seemed like there was a pretty concrete chance of her leaving last year. That clearly has not happened. What is the recent update on Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm? According to a source familiar with the matter, who spoke to CNN, however, this may not be the case. CNN's source said that there's nothing right now regarding Kennedy's retirement. Any announcement of Kennedy's retirement, if indeed there is anything to announce, will be made public when actual decisions are made, the source told CNN. The article further reads, Lucasfilm did not respond to a request for comment, and a spokesperson for Disney did not comment for the story. Neither Lucasfilm nor Disney has released any official statement about the matter at this time. Under Kennedy's leadership, Lucasfilm released a new Star Wars movie every year from 2015, including 2015's The Force Awakens, yada, yada, yada. You know the rest of the story. It's been an up and down legacy here for Kathleen Kennedy. Force Awakens was fairly well received. I think people loved it. The trilogy sort of went downhill in terms of people's perception of Star Wars. Solo didn't do so well. Rogue One has had a growing legacy, especially bolstered by Andor, which is well loved. The Mandalorian really kicked off the TV era really strongly. A lot of people love that. We're going to get a movie about that soon. But then there were some hit or miss shows, Boba Fett, The Acolyte, of course, and more recently, Skeleton Crew was pretty well received as well. So it's been a very up and down track record for her. Personally, I hope she doesn't leave because I don't want her to cave into the bullies. If she leaves, it should be on her own terms, regardless of what the quality of the content is. I don't think you can place the quality of the content on one person's shoulders alone. I think in the case of Kathleen Kennedy, as Jeremiah and I talked about last night via text, she took a tiny independent company that was picked up by Disney, turned it into a much larger company, had a lot of successes. But in the middle of it, there was also COVID, there was Bob Chapek. No doubt Disney had a big hand in sort of pushing them towards the streaming side a lot, just as they did with Marvel. And everybody's giving, Kevin Feige the benefit of the doubt as far as getting Marvel back on track after Bob Chapek. So I think that Kennedy has deserved a little bit of that same deference. At the same time, it's undeniable that it has been hit or miss. It's been a little bit embarrassing to have all of these projects announced and then canceled. But again, we don't know where the cancellation comes from, where the problems are. Is it her? You have an entity like Disney so big who wants to have news and then they want to have products. They probably, they could force you or push you to, make announcements. You make those announcements when you're not ready, they fall through, and then she stands there looking like she's the one who's to blame. And I don't necessarily believe that that's the case. Undeniably, it's been a hit or miss legacy, but her legacy as a producer across 40 years has been stellar in many ways. A lot of the great films that we all know and love across those 40 years had her hand on them. So I think that ultimately, when the story is written, I think that hopefully these stories come out. We find out that, she was pushed in different directions that weren't entirely her choices, and I think that ultimately she's going to have a better legacy than you think. And also, I think that right now it's important for her to stay on. With that Grogu movie coming out, we need to see what that is. We also need to get this second season of Andor through. I think these are going to be positive developments, and ultimately, I think she's going to want to retire or step aside on tops. So that's what I see coming. And I think, I think everybody was so enthusiastic about her departure last night on various YouTube channels. And I think that they're going to be serving a little bit of egg on their faces today when they all have to retract their prior statements, if they even bother to do that. But we shall see. So what do you think? Good news, bad news, real news, fake news? Let us know in the comment section below. But until next time, may the Force be with you.